Hari Om everyone.
Hari Om.
Hari Om all. Let us begin today's session on Sadana Chatushtaya with the prayer. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव. Hari Om all. The first speaker will be Kamlaji, and she will be questioned by Rupaji. So, who would like to keep the time? Anupamaji? Or because Kamlaji would do it every time. Maybe for her you can do, and maybe then she can take over. However you wish.
What's the time limit today?
It's 5 only, right? 5 to 7 minutes.
It's 4 to 5 minutes,
4 to
right?
5 minutes. 4 to 5 minutes. So 5 minutes is to be kept.
Please, somebody volunteer. It will be nice.
Give me a minute, Ji. I'll get my mobile.
Hari Om Vaniji.
Hari Om Vaniji.
Hari Om. Nan madla?
Satyana.
Alla.
Sublakshmiji.
Maadipa. Try magta ide. Madbudi.
ನೀವು ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. 3 ನಿಮಿಷಕ್ಕೆ ಕೈ ತೋರಿಸ್ಬೇಕಲ್ಲ?
4 and then 5.
ಓಕೆ.
ಕಾಂತಿ ಶುರು ಮಾಡ್ಲಿನಾ?
ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿನಾ?
Kamla, you're ready, you say, and she will start.
Okay, Purnimaji. Am I audible? Yeah, okay. So, Hari Om everyone. Today, the topic given to me is to talk about Viveka. So, all the Vedas and Upanishads boils down finally to understand or recognize Tattvamasi, that you are that. Brahman alone is real, and other than Brahman is unreal. So, for all the aspirants of Jnana Yoga, Shankaracharya has given 4 inherent qualities which has to be developed by any aspirants for recognizing that Brahman. So those are like Viveka, Vairagya, Shat Sambhati, and Mumukshatva. So in this, Viveka is the first starting point towards which will take you to the next steps, and finally you will realize for understanding or for the self realization. So what is Viveka means? In our daily life we will have 2 types of achievements. That is, we will do something and to gain something, and the second thing is we will realize to understand that I have something, but I need to recognize that I am that. I am that. Okay, so moksham, to for self realization we will follow the second one, that is, I have something and I need to recognize that. So that kind of a quality to recognize, how to recognize that Nitya Anitya Viveka or Atma Anatma Viveka. So that is teaching to the intellect that to tune your mind, to understand, to make a judgment, to make the right choice, to discern that what is unreal. You will, as an aspirant of Vedanta, you need to choose the real, you need to choose the Atma, and you need to choose the eternal thing. So that is the basic quality that is Viveka is talking about. So when is this Viveka required? So in our daily life, we also have this inherent quality of discrimination in our daily life. We make choice of choice everything we do. So what kind of choice we need to make and what is the right choice is what our Vedanta teaches us. So when so that too, when something is mixed up in such a way that it is not so easy to choose which is right and which is wrong. So Ramakrishna Paramahamsa says that this kind of viveka is very much required in the daily life because uh, like things are mixed up in such a way that sand and sugar. So we need to make the right choice. We need to be like the swan, which is able to differentiate between the water and the milk. So, Prabhuji has given some points wherein we can how we can develop this thought choices, how earnestly we can make these choices. So, when it comes for vasana and dharma, you always choose the dharma. How is it that when you on a Ekadashi day, if you are getting to a wedding and you are following this um, upavas, what will you choose? You need to choose whichever you feel is right. If you are aspirant of spiritual life, then you need to always choose this only. So between vasanas, you always vasana and dharma, you choose dharma. And second thing, when so in Bhagavad Gita also, when Dhritarashtra could not make the right decision because of his attachment towards his son, he has to lose all his sons. So he made a choice of his vasana. And when it comes for dharma and lower dharma and upper dharma, higher dharma, you have to choose higher dharma only. So, like was given a choice of going back to his kingdom and rule, but he did not choose it because he has to fulfill the promise of his father. He has to do that. So, between dharma, which is lower and higher, you always choose the highest dharma. And whenever it comes for higher dharma and spiritual, you choose the spiritual path is the highest of anything. So, with this, I conclude. Thank you.
Self-evaluation, Kamalaji.
Today, I was not able to quote any stories or quotes, and I think I completed within the time. That's all.
Completed in time, 4 seconds left.
Oh. Perfect timing. The feedback, who would give?
Very well said, yeah, Kamla. Very beautiful. You brought out all the points and you gave the right examples of Dhritarashtra and Dharma, everything was fine. One thing I thought, but at the beginning, there was no eye contact with the audience. You were looking down. But otherwise, yeah, your flow was good and you brought out the correct points within the time limit given. Quite good. Very nice. Much better than what you did last time. Any other feedback, Kanti? What do you think?
Yeah, how did you feel? I would just like to ask you, how did you feel like when you were talking? Were you tensed or very, very cool?
No, not very cool and not very tensed also.
Because
I'm
I felt you were breathing heavily. That's why
No, because I
always
have
feel
some.
comfortable.
I mean, no, because I have some issues since morning. I'm not. I am having that problem.
Ah,
Okay.
So that's why I just wanted to know whether you were comfortable because
Yeah.
you were breathing heavily, and it was a very good session. The talk that you gave just within that time, and you just quoted a few from Mahabharata also, and the Ramayana. What Viveka he had to choose about the dharma and the higher maybe the truths that has to be followed, and yeah,
Thank
that
you.
was quite good. And Rupaji, can you ask the question?
any questions?
Kanti ji, I have not prepared to be a Purva Pakshi today.
Anyone has a question for Kamla?
Very nice, Kamla. Excellent. The points you brought out were really good. When you said the priority between the different kinds of dharma and which one you should choose, that came out very clearly. So, can you give another example? You said between spiritual and highest dharma, you should choose spiritual. So, any example for that? Can you think of something?
Okay, highest dharma, I would say that if I have to do something important to my family, is in need of me, I have to uh, accomplish the task. That is my dharma. But at the same time, if I am getting a chance, or I will say like this: if in my organization, if I'm given one task which is very important to be completed, and at the same time I'm getting another choice that I need to go and attend some important uh, what to say, workshop of some this thing. So as a spiritual aspirant, I will go with that only, because that is the ultimate thing which I can gain. This anything which is material can be postponed or can be done by some other person, which I can always do. So when I am getting a chance to go with my guru and listen to his talks and do some seva to him, that I should always prefer to do that only. That will be the highest thing.
I think the words you can really use here, Shreyas and Preyas.
Shreyas and prayers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes it very clear.
I have a
Well done.
question, if I
Sridham
can.
has a question. Yeah.
Yeah, the point that you told about using Viveka in Dharma, that is lower and higher Dharma, was very nice. But sometimes it becomes difficult to know which is higher and which is lower, especially of course, in these situations, it's very clear, which is spiritual, which is this one. But sometimes in day-to-day life, some situations it's difficult to choose. Both seem important and it's sort of confusing. So which one is the higher dharma and all? So what should you develop and what is needed to actually identify the choice? I mean, identify the better choice among whatever you're supposed to be doing.
See, as I told you, in our day-to-day life, everything is not black and white. Everything is given with the shades of colors only. The right, why we need Viveka, why we need the scripture reading and Vedantic reading is just to help. That will help us to make the right choice. So with the you can with the help of guru, or with the help of, when we start doing this kind of sadhanas day by day, we will get those qualities to make the right choice, is what I feel. Immediately we will not be able to do that, but slowly through practice we will be able to make that right choice.
Okay, you're saying as the intellect gets sharper,
Exactly.
the choice
Yeah.
making. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Well said.
So we can move on to Sriram, who is the second speaker, and speaking about Vairagya. And Kamalaji, you just prepare to ask a question to him because Padmaji is not here. So you can just take time to ask a question to Sriram.
You can take revenge.
So, Sriram, when you are
Yeah.
ready, you can tell.
Yeah. Yeah. Hari Om. So all of us, or most of us, are attached to objects. We are, in certain terms, slaves of objects. We believe that objects give happiness. There's an addiction. Some people are addicted to movies. Some people want some new car. Some people want some, a promotion or a good college. People are addicted to work. So we are slaves of objects. However, there's a loophole in this. We think objects give us happiness. If objects had happiness, objects should give happiness to everyone. An expensive car gives happiness to a rich man. He can buy it, he enjoys it. But to a poor man, he has jealousy, he has hatred, anger because of the same car. Clearly, the car doesn't have happiness. Cannot give. The happiness is in me. When I get something that I want, something I'm attracted to. Raga. Attraction is raga. I'm attracted to something. I get it. Momentarily, the mind becomes silent. When the mind becomes silent, there is a ray of happiness. For a moment, there's a ray of happiness that comes from within, from the self, the being, the present moment. You go to the present moment in that moment. Happiness comes from the being and not from objects. This understanding is called viveka. The being is permanent. Objects are changing. Objects are impermanent. This is nitya anitya viveka. Atma and Atma viveka. I am the sentient being, the source of all happiness. Matter is insentient. So this viveka is the understanding, which tells me what is necessary and what is useless, irrelevant, which what cannot give me happiness. This understanding, the viveka, automatically gives rise to vairagya. So what is vairagya? Viraga. Viraga is vairagya. Raga is attraction. Raga and dvesha come together. Dvesha is another manifestation of raga. So V is without. So viraga is vairagya. When you go beyond raga, dvesha, attachment, repulsion, you have attraction and repulsion. When you think something gives you happiness, something gives you sadness. Viveka tells you that what you are thinking is giving you happiness is not giving you happiness. What is giving you happiness is something you already have, that is the self. You understand, I am the source of infinite bliss. So now you no more want it. Whatever you thought was giving you happiness, all the objects of the world, you no more want it. You're now indifferent. You're not affected by anything. This is called Sthita Prajna. Okay. So Vita Raga Bhaya Krodha. You've gone beyond attraction and repulsion. This is Vairagya. You now have a crystal clear clarity what you have to focus on, where you have to put your energy, the direction of your life, what actually matters. All the unnecessary thoughts are thrown away by Viveka and Vairagya. Viveka and Vairagya are inseparable. The moment you have Viveka, that is Jnana, you have Vairagya also. Now, Vairagya comes in two stages. The first stage is the preliminary Vairagya. As you go through life, you develop some maturity. You go through lots of ups and downs. You think something gives you happiness, you get it. Again, there's a cycle of sadness. Then you feel, okay, I'm not getting happiness here. That is preliminary Vairagya. You develop some detachment to the world. What is this? You start looking for the self. Then, when you meet a guru, when you look for the self, that's called muksha. You look for a liberation from all of this. When you meet a guru, he gives you jnana, that is viveka. You develop viveka, and that is the final vairagya. That is the ultimate vairagya. There is no more confusion of what is giving me happiness. When you develop this vairagya, you no more have any attachment or repulsion. You are free. You're not influenced by anything. This is the meaning of Vairagya. Hari Om.
Thank you, Sriram, for this maybe crispy and what was needed you just gave for Vairagya. And what is your self-evaluation?
First, maybe time. I think I have my own timer, so I know I didn't cross, but I hope that's the same with whoever kept it today. But yeah, okay. And I felt the flow was good. Started off with the core problem of the misunderstanding and how Vairagya develops with Viveka. And the definition of Vairagya, first, I made that clear, which I didn't, I think Purnimaji pointed out, I didn't make clear the definition of the topic last time. I think the pace was fine, I guess. Maybe I just gave a small quote. There are not many examples, I guess. Yeah, probably some more examples could be given. Mm, yeah, is there anything else I would like to hear?
Yeah, maybe you will get the feedback from Vaniji after the question from Kamalaji.
Okay, yeah.
Kamalaji?
Some people develop this vairagya due to stress or depression or many other factors. So, do you think that kind of vairagya will lead to the spiritual growth?
Yes, so like I had said, there is a preliminary vairagya that you get. So people usually who undergo a lot of stress, lot of suffering, lot of pain, that is their first push or kick from life to wake up. Otherwise, they're stuck in the cycle. They're stuck thinking that I'll get happiness, I'll get more, some more, little further. Deep suffering, deep pain is usually where people wake up and think, oh no, what is this? This is not what it's supposed to be. Why is this happening? I'm not happy. I'm not blissful. So then they start looking for answers elsewhere when the world is not helping them, which it cannot. World cannot help you. So when the world cannot help you in a sense, it cannot help you to directly give happiness. It helps you to look within. So when you realize world cannot give you happiness, you start looking for answers in other places. There is a preliminary vairagya from the world. You say, okay, this is not working. That leads to the spiritual vairagya, which is finally the understanding itself, the jnana itself. So Viveka develops, only then vairagya is there. Together, they come together. You cannot, first develop vairagya and then have jnana. That's not how it works. I hope that answers the question.
Yeah, so vairagya without viveka is of no use. Right?
Vairagya cannot come without viveka. Vairagya, so the mind needs something to get attached to. Mind wants to hold on to something. When it understands that what it's holding on to is useless, like it's holding on to something, thinking it'll get happiness, but the object cannot give happiness. When the viveka is there, automatically let go, and it holds on to the higher. Once it understands that, so it's like monkey has. So I think I hope you've heard of this story. The hunter, how they catch monkeys, is they place a jar of peanuts in the forest. So the monkey puts his hand inside. It grabs the peanuts. When it grabs the peanuts in the fist, it cannot take its hand out. So it's struggling for days. For days, it struggles. It doesn't know that it has to let go. When somebody shows a banana, immediately the hand is going to hold on to the banana. So Vairagya comes when you show Viveka. Viveka is this is higher. This is not, this is causing suffering. So the Atma is Nitya. World is Anitya. When the Viveka comes, automatically Vairagya will come. You cannot have Vairagya without Viveka.
Thank you.
Was that clear?
Yes, Sriram, thank you.
Yeah,
Well,
okay, fine.
I want to say something about this Vairagya that you said. There can be Vairagya without Viveka. It is called Smashana Vairagya, and there's something called Prasava Vairagya, which, when somebody, you face a death in the family or in a close circle, it's for a little while you feel sad, bad, and you ask all the existential questions. And then life will settle down. Again, you're back to routine. And that prasava vairagya is when a woman is, during childbirth, she undergoes so much pain that she will decide, never again, never again. But then, she goes on to have another baby in the next 2-3 years or something. So these are vairagyas which are very, very temporary. There is no viveka involved in that. It is the stress of the moment. Yeah, I wanted to just say that.
Okay. No, but I
So,
still think that comes from some sort of a preliminary viveka. There should be some viveka for vairagya to happen. Now, when you undergo some suffering, there is an understanding that, okay, this is giving me so much suffering. Maybe there's some other answer. So then you tend to let go of this because you have some preliminary understanding that there may be something higher which can give me better, which can lead me to some better situation than this. That is what I may be wrong. That's what.
For spiritual pursuit, that should be the vairagya that one should develop. Definitely. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, very well answered, Sriram. Very good answers with nice examples for the questions.
Thank you.
The talk was also good. The flow was good. And you said you cannot get permanent happiness from objects. So that would also have been somewhere during the talk would have been a good place to bring in body, mind, intellect also as objects. Rather than just objects of the world and Atma. In between step could have been objects mind. You let go of mind first. It's little you realize, okay, but then you also understand that this body, mind, and intellect are also objects. They're just instruments. So even from there, I cannot expect permanent happiness. And then the other step can come. Or when you let go of BMI, you let go of mind also. Ahankara goes, then Mamakara also goes. So somewhere that BMI equation should come into Vairagya. Because finally Vairagya is letting go of Ahankara. I am the BMI. Letting go of that is finally Vairagya. Not letting go of what is just possessions. What I regard as possessions. So that one point I think would have been a little highlighted.
Okay.
Otherwise, I would say very, very nice talk. Very nice talk. There was a Vairagya towards using too many words also. So it brought out brought out the points very clearly and crisply.
Okay. Thank you.
Excellent body language, Sriram. Superb.
Yeah, very good body language.
Okay. Thank you.
Can I just say something here?
Sure.
Directed to me or?
General.
Okay.
So when Sriram was telling that there cannot be Vairagya without Viveka, and Purnima ji also, am I audible? So Sriram said there cannot be a Vairagya without Viveka, and Purnima ji gave some examples like there can be a Vairagya without Viveka, and she just quoted some examples. So what I feel here is like both are valid. So how, like in any experience, we always say there is no experience at all, but in the relative reality, there is an experience. So something like that, that Vairagya, what we are speaking of, like when Purnimaji gave the examples, we can take that as a temporary Vairagya, where the temporary Vairagya will not last long. They forget that, and very soon they come back to the normal life. But with the Viveka, when this Vairagya develops, that becomes permanent. So I just thought this point can be added here. Is that appropriate?
Viveka, it's very soon obscured, you can say.
Yeah, so that way I think both the points are valid here.
It is there at the moment, it has not made a permanent shift in understanding.
Yeah.
Therefore, it doesn't last.
Yes, something like, any experience, we always talk, Guruji always tells, no, experientially real, something like that. Thank you.
Also, there is this Vivek, with this Vairagya, which comes because it's inevitable. Like, if you have diabetes, you're not supposed to eat sugar. So you're forced to develop Vairagya towards sugar. It has not come from Viveka. That Vairagya is also there. So the spiritual Vairagya is something else altogether. Comes with Viveka, like you said.
Okay. Okay, yeah. Thank you.
On Vairagya, we can have a real good discussion with that topic alone.
Unfortunately, this is not a discussion platform. So,
moving on to the next speaker is Anupamaji, who speaks on Shama and Dhamma. And Deepaji will ask her the questions. Anupamaji.
Hari Om everyone. Today the topic to be discussed here is Shama and Dhamma, and the Shama is the first sampat in the Shat Sampat. In general, Shama refers to mastering the mind. The mind is a collective noun because it includes manas, buddhi, ahankara, and chitta. So, as we say in one sentence, mastering the mind, it is not that easy. But coming to our Vedanta, this Shama actually, our Vedanta actually focuses on Shravana, Manana, and Nididhyasa. So, here Shama means the ability of a sadhaka to keep his mind focused in Vedanta, in Shravana. Then only the Manana and Nididhyasa can happen. Here the best example is about Janaka Maharaja, and while he was listening to one of the discourse of his guru Ashtavakra, his soldiers came running and said that the palace is on fire, and all the people were they were very disturbed and confused. He just yelled at the soldiers and he kept focused on the discourse, what his guru says. And that is the Shama. And the Dhamma is mastering of the sense organs. Here we are emphasizing on sense organ, but actually it is our ability to withdraw our senses. Means how we get mastery. It is not like controlling the senses. No, I should not see. No, I should not talk. It is understanding and withdrawing from withdrawing our senses. Means not to react but to respond in a critical situation or very provoking kind of circumstances. And the example I can give is the debate that happened between Adi Shankaracharya and Mandan Mishra, where till the end Adi Shankara was not at all agitated. That is the best example of Dhamma. And here the Shama and Dhamma are very much interrelated, because all the actions, seeing, talking, waving, anything, any action is happening that is a command from the mind. A thought is happening there that makes one action happen. And so many people discuss that shama itself includes dhamma also. So mm, the ability to focus on the master one's mind becomes very important. And it cannot happen just like that. In one day, it will never ever happen. It will happen. It will take a long time. Only step by step, it can happen. And our Bhagavan Ramana Maharishi has given one best way to master our mind, mean control our mind. That is to observe our breath, because breath is directly related to our mind. When our mind is very agitated or angry or happiness, any emotions, in that case, our breath will be very fast. So when we start observing our breath, we can initially develop how our mind works, and take one baby step to master our mind. And once shama and dhamma happens, shama and dhamma, when there is shama dhamma, that these are very important. Without this, the other sampati is not reachable. We cannot gain that wealth. Hari Om, thank you.
If you still have, I think, 1 minute, approximately 1 minute time. Right? She said it was 4 minutes. If you have some more points, you can just add.
There is a saying in Sanskrit, Sarvatma Vasham Sukham. Means if you have control over, if you have your own control, that is the happiness. And this Shama and Dhamma will actually explain that saying, that proverb. Thank you.
So your self-evaluation, Anupamaji?
Self-evaluation is actually, I prepared something, I wrote out something, but nothing came out when I started talking. So whatever there that comes to my mind at that moment, only I'm able to speak. I realized it today. And okay, I stick on to the point, and I gave examples. So it was okay, I think.
So we'll wait for the feedback. Before that, Deepaji, can you ask the question?
Yeah, Kanti. Can you give examples in your real life where you have applied Shama and Dhamma?
I am a sadhaka, and this is one of the sadhanas. As I told you, no, I happen to get angry often. I think my son is very naughty, and whenever he wakes up, no, from that time it begins. He'll not listen when I say anything one time. But nowadays, as I said, there's a Ramana Maharishi's tips, no, to follow the breath. I actually apply it whenever I get tensed or I get angry. I actually observe my breath, and I think within a 1 year span, I'm not at all angry. I raise my voice, but I'm not getting angry.
Very nice. Thank you.
Vaniji, your feedback?
Kantiji, would you like to give a feedback?
Shama and Dhamma, both were together. the control of mind and the control of the senses. So both has to be under control is what is Shama and Dhamma that you tried to say. The thing is, you could have gone in depth. I felt that you could have gone in depth with some examples, profound examples. As you said, what you had written did not come out from your mouth, and that is what will actually happen. So what you would have studied and what remains in your mind comes out. So that is something. And you, in the end, also you quoted one of the shlokas. So the flow is coming on as it is, like it should, as you're telling that it should come naturally. So that is what is picking up. Vivani ji, you can just I don't know what feedback she needs.
Yeah. So, Anupama, how did you feel when you were talking?
I could say that my manas, I could make my manas is jumping. That kept on saying, "Hey, you wrote something regarding this. You actually listened to something regarding this." That was happening. I could make out that.
Yeah. By watching you, we were feeling that you're trying to recollect from memory and talk. You're trying to recollect what you had written down and you are trying to talk that. Can you show me any notes or something that you have in front of you? Okay. You are keeping that in front of you? I can't hear you. You're muted, I think.
No, actually, I said no. I cannot look and read.
Actually, what you should do, I have been repeating this to many JJs. Write down just one word or one phrase points, one below the other. The entire thing should be written down in this much. For 5 minutes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points, whatever you want to tell.
One word.
One word or one phrase. Shama, mind control. Dhamma, sense control. Shama, below Shama, example, mother and child. Dhamma, example, wedding, sweets. Something, whatever, I'm just giving random examples, okay? So whatever it is, just that much, that it will trigger your memory, that's it. But you will talk spontaneously, freely. You can refer to it if required. If it's coming directly from your understanding and you don't need anything, it's beautiful. But today's flow was not like that. It was a little sporadic. It would start and it will stop. And then again you have to recollect and then it stops. But that is not your potential. The understanding is there. Your ability to communicate is also there. Only what is happening is because you're trying to recollect what you had written and that recollection is not coming fast at that moment because the mind may be a little tensed up. So to deal with that situation, it is good to have some trigger points, that's all. Well in front of you. So you're feeling, first of all, secure. If I forget, it's fine. These points are there. And I don't have to read loads. Pages and pages I can't read and process and then talk. But one word, one phrase, it will trigger. Whatever triggers, you write that. You talk. You try it next time. I'm sure it will be great because your potential is wonderful. You have understood everything and you have the ability to communicate also. You have the urge to communicate also. All that is required is a little bit of strategy. That's all. Nothing else.
Okay, Vanaji. I'll do that.
Thank you, Anichi, for the feedback. This will help all of us. Like we will be finding it difficult to continue. So when we have the pointers in front of us, it will be easy to continue with our flow. Though we might, shall I tell this or that, that mind will keep acting like monkey. But when we have the point, we'll stick on to that, and the time is also maintained very well if we have the pointers. Thank you for the feedback. The next speaker is Deepa, and she will be speaking on Uparati and Titiksha. And the question will be asked by Anupamaji.
Hari Om, everyone. This is Deepa going to speak on the topics given Titiksha and Uparati. Titiksha is the ability to withstand pain and pleasure in a balanced way without getting agitated. Life actually keeps throwing challenges at us, and we'll be under turbulence due to that. Problems are momentary, they come and go, but it is in our hands not to make it longer and complicated by staying calm. We should not let the problems affect us. We should not let the problems affect us, because as they are temporary, and life is much more valuable than these problems, and eternal happiness and peace is the destination of our life, and it is to self-realization. Problems in life are like road humps, and there always will be a solution to the problems. So we should not create roadblocks from those road humps. Destination of life should be clear, that I have to attain a self-realized state. And when the destination is clear, they will not stop at any of the road humps. Titiksha will be only possible if we have a clear focus that I have to attain this self-realized state, which will give me ultimate bliss and peace. Titiksha is like the shock absorber in life, which is very long. In a long journey of life, Titiksha is like a shock absorber. We have to face the challenges in life without lamenting about it. And with Titiksha, it is possible for us to face the challenges, and the facing challenges also should happen without suffering internally. That in the sense, the mind shouldn't have any kind of sorrowfulness within it. Then we can say we have that Titiksha in us. Lord Krishna has explained this Titiksha very well in chapter 2 of Bhagavad Gita, in verse 14, which goes like this: Matra sparshas tu kaunteya shitoshna sukha dukkada agamapaino nitya stans titikshasva bharat. Which means the contact between the senses and the sense objects will give rise to the happiness and distress. So, but they are not permanent. They are like the summer and winter seasons, and one must learn to tolerate them without being disturbed. So this is explained by Lord Krishna to Arjuna, and a person of discrimination will be able to tolerate both the feelings of happiness and distress without being disturbed. Now coming to Uparati. The natural flow of mind towards the higher aspects of life for enjoyment, and that is Uparati. Upa in Sanskrit means up in English, and Rati means enjoyment. That is mind going towards the higher for enjoyment. Prabhuji has given the example of a child. When the child is forced to, when the child is asked to study, it will not be able to concentrate, and it will be studying by force. the same child will be able to play the video game with focus, as the mind finds joy in it. So when the mind finds joy in the higher, uh, then there will not be any force required. If the spiritual practice becomes becomes painful, then then we don't find joy in it. If we don't find joy in meditation, we can't concentrate. So going back to the self happens only when the mind finds joy in it. Yeah, mind should find joy in spiritual practices. Only then it is possible for us to go ahead and go towards self-realization. Otherwise, the force will not work. If we are going to force ourselves to attend these classes and try to understand, then that is not going to work. I conclude saying this. Thank you.
You talked well, Deepa. You just took a little, maybe 10 to 15 seconds extra, over 5 minutes. What is your self-evaluation?
I didn't give much examples in it, but came out with the verse from Bhagavad Gita, which I have not done earlier. There were no adequate examples, I felt. And as you said, the time, it exceeded the limit. That's it.
A question by Anupamaji. Anupamaji?
Hari Om Deepaji. Can you explain why Titiksha and Uparati, how they are the wealth? Means why do we say it is a Sampat?
Yeah, Titiksha is the wealth itself, because if I don't have patience and I get agitated in unpleasant situations of my life, then the things may go wrong and it will lead me nowhere. So, and Uparati, when coming to Uparati, I actually was referred by my sister to attend Vijayji's classes. At that time, I just joined one class and then left. I didn't join further because that natural flow didn't happen at that time. But after about 1 year or so, after I suffered a little in my life, that naturally pushed me towards these sessions. So now it is natural. So this is what has happened. My mind is naturally flowing towards the higher aspects of life. So this is what is needed, rather than my sister forcing me to attend these sessions.
Anupamaji, anything to ask? Or
So, do you say that this is your dharma? Means after some going through some issues, then you're turning, you're looking into the spiritual life, and that is how means Uparati means Swadharma Anushtanam, right? So, do you think that something should happen in life, and uh, that is what that makes you sit with the spirituality or turning towards self-realization?
few people will be inclined towards spirituality since childhood. Don't know how does that happen, or maybe because of their past life karmas that they will be inclined towards spirituality since childhood. But I came so late. Only after suffering, I think I got a question: what am I doing now? What am I doing? What was I doing until now? And all those questions, when they arise in our mind, that will lead us to uh, such thoughts, and maybe I was going wrong. What my sister told was right. I may get answers to many of my questions. So that was what led me to spirituality. I didn't think of dharma and all. That was a need at that time. After I recovered from that suffering, I found peace attending these sessions, the Bhagavad Gita sessions conducted by Purnima ji, and Aparokshanurti classes conducted by Vijay sir. And even now, when I have questions in my mind, and when I attend the classes, I find answers to them. And if I don't attend any one session in the week, I will be longing for it. There will be some kind of a void.
Okay. But today, did you observe the thing that you just spoke? Actually, is related to topics what Kamala, Sriram, those all people were speaking about the same thing, right? Did you observe the connection? How it is
Yeah.
happening?
When it comes to Viveka, I applied Viveka after suffering. I didn't apply this Viveka when my sister asked me to join. Then coming to Vairagya happened only after suffering. Then Shama is control over the mind. Control over the mind. Yeah, I can control my mind to a certain extent now, because I know what is my purpose in life. So applying even Shama, Dhamma, control over the senses. Yeah, I have good control over the senses. Then coming to Titiksha. Titiksha, as I said, a lot of patience to, when it comes to unpleasant things happening in the life. Then Uparati. Uparati is, because of Uparati itself, I attend these classes.
Great. That's all.
So you're applying whatever you've learned, Deepaji. Maybe trying with the start was suffering, and then you've started to understand through your suffering. Maybe we'll have Vaniji's feedback now for us to improve very well the way we speak and the way we communicate. So she will guide us all.
Okay.
Actually,
Yes,
Kanti can give the feedback. If anything, I'll add a couple of points if required.
Okay. So I felt your flow was very good this time, because when compared to the previous one, the way you were talking was so fluent, and it came out as it is. You were not hesitating to speak. That is something that I observed from the previous talk. So you really want to speak and you're speaking. That showed in your, and your effort was seen there, that you've put enough effort to understand the topic and maybe applying it and talking. And one thing I felt is that you could have given equal timing for both of the Uparati and Titiksha. Maybe you had only just 1 minute or even less than that for Titiksha and 4 minutes for Uparati. Maybe that could have, maybe you could have mixed it, or maybe you could have divided it in a better ways, because you did not have much time for explaining both of them together. That is something I just felt. Maybe Vaniji can, if at all she can add something, it would be nice.
I think everything Kanti said is valid. And there's a total improvement in flow, in confidence. Only 2 points. One is the phone level. If you can put a pile of books or something, yeah, that is the correct angle for you to keep the phone, because then audience can see your face parallel to their screen. So it's a nice view. And at the end of the session, I noticed you have a beautiful smile. I would have loved to see more of it during the talk also. So you can be a little more relaxed, smile a little. Otherwise, it was good. Then expressiveness. I think that you can work on next, because flow now you have got well, confidence you have got well. You're able to convey your understanding of Vedantic truths. The next thing which you could work on is how expressive you can be. A little more expression if you bring into your way of talking, then it's more engaging for the audience.
Okay, Vandaji.
So they will feel like listening, because it's very interesting. It feels very interesting for them. Otherwise, I think wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you, Vaniji. Now we will have Sublakshmi ji speaking on Shraddha, and Sriram will be asking the question.
Hari Om, everyone. So this is Sadana Chatushtaya, which is the topic has been taken for the day, and all the speakers have spoken beautifully about Shraddha, Viveka, Vairagya, Shamadama, Titiksha, Parati. So I am going to talk about Shraddha. So Shraddha is a continuation of what all, first with Viveka, with the Vairagya will come, and then control of mind, then control of sense organs, and then Titiksha, Parati. So with all that in as a arrow in you, that Shraddha comes next. So Shraddha is called, so we call it in English, it is as faith. Okay, Shraddha, it is a fifth sampati, and which is called as faith in English. So let us see what exactly faith means. Before that, let us see what is Guruji has beautifully explained about trust, belief, and faith. These are told they are not interchangeable words, they are all different. So let us see what is trust. So trust means it is an instinctive thing which comes without even teaching or without anything. You trust somebody, you it is it already it is in your by birth you get that. By birth, you get that instinctive. For example, mother, nobody will teach a mother, child, that taking milk from mother is harmful or anything. So completely trusting the mother, the child takes some milk. So, and this is trust. And trust is also given the examples of, Guruji has given the examples of road humps and other things, and the road doesn't break, or the earth will not break, so we are safe on earth. All those things, it is a trust by birth, it has come. So, and the next one is belief. So we don't have fear in while trusting something. Okay, so when by instinctive, when we are trusting, we don't have fear. We are going ahead with that. So next comes belief. So when the belief is there, so belief, it is not by ourselves we are doing. It is given by the society. So it is given by all others in who are there with us, either the system or the people, like that. So the examples given is the religion and the God. God is there, God this, God that, God everything. Okay, you say, and then the religion. This particularly, while trust is an instinctive and based on the existence, the belief is based on the society's words. So that belief is only based on the information and facts furnished by the society, which is not verified, but which is accepted. We are accepting it. Yes, this is correct. But it is not, we should not end at that. We should know whether the whatever information or fact furnished, accepted by is correct or not. So for this purpose, that faith comes into picture. For this purpose, once you want to verify that, that faith comes into picture, and for this purpose, you need a guru and scriptures. So guru is very much required for this purpose. So here you can, so with this, I would like to read a definition. Faith in yourself, faith in the master, faith in love of infinity, and this is Shraddha. And you can also say that it is not a blind faith, but based on accurate reasoning, evidence, and experiences. Hence, it is lasting, perfect, and unshakable. So this is what a definition can be given for Shraddha. So Guru is the best person, and along with the scriptures, you will understand and you will know the facts, whether it is correct or not, and then you will, whether to accept it or not will be there. So Sri Krishna in Bhagavad Gita chapter 4 and Shloka 39, he has said about the Shraddha. Shraddhavan labhate jnanam tatpara sanyatendriya. Jnanam labdhva param shanti machirenadhi gacchati. So it means the one who is interested in jnana prapti, that is acquiring knowledge, soon after will get jnana, and soon after he gets eternal peace. So whatever is said by Guru and Vedanta, the one who receives is having a jnana and accepting it with all conviction. Accepting with all conviction, he is definitely be having the eternal peace. So then to conclude, I can say that faith is a beautiful quality of consciousness and a beautiful blossom of a being. Thank you.
It was a good explanation on Shraddha Sublakshmi ji, your self-evaluation. You are muted.
Actually, when I was practicing, I had made it within 3 minutes. I don't know how it happened beyond 5 minutes, the same thing. And I was actually having one more point to come up with. Anyhow, because the time was up, I had to conclude. And that was a bit explanation of Bhagavad Gita shloka. So, and then this time, okay, I think compared to last time, my speech is a bit better, as I feel. And then that I could cover the portions, I could cover what I have to say about Shraddha and what I can say. And yeah, that last time, it was like just presenting the facts. It was not in an order. So now I think I have made it. Yeah, that's all. And time again, I will just keep it on. How much more time I took? I just wanted to.
38 seconds.
Okay. Yeah. No. Actually, when I was practicing, it was 3 minutes. I don't know how it became. Anyhow, thank you.
Sriram, your question for Sublakshmi ji?
Yeah, Hari Om Lakshmi ji.
Hari Om.
The talk was very nice. It gave a lot of clarity. But one small thing was you said that belief is something that is given from society, as in whatever religion, God, etc. Those are the examples you gave. Unverified, some assumption. And faith is something you also develop based on what is said by scriptures and by elders and by Guru and all. So even though that is the scripture, can I not still say that it is external. So I am taking that as something that I am believing, as in I have faith that this will lead me to liberation. That is something I am believing in. So, what is exactly the difference between a faith and a belief?
Yeah, see, when Guru faith means, that's what. See, we are directly accepting whatever the belief given by the society. We say that, oh, yeah, it is correct, fine. We are accepting it. So, when actually that is how this continuation, Viveka, Vairagya, everything. So, at that time, we will have the thought saying that, oh, is it really so? Okay, let us verify. So, to verify, to whom we have to go, where we have to go. So because of that, this in Sanatana Dharma, for this where and why and how, the answers have been kept in the scriptures. So these scriptures, going through the scriptures, understanding the scriptures will definitely help to verify the facts or information given. So to go to the scriptures. So of course, as a normal person, nobody can go directly to it. At least somebody, some friend or somebody will say, oh, no, you find the information from this. That friend may be guru, or we may get a guru, or something like that may happen. In that case, whoever says, oh, you refer to scripture, at that particular time, maybe I would not have been aware of the scriptures. So at that time, okay, I will think, oh, let me see. Let me go through the scriptures and then find out, oh, whether it is correct. Okay, let me check with somebody in that case. Okay, so then go to a guru. And then what we have to do is that faith means the scriptures and the guru. We should have complete faith. That means completely you have to believe them. Intense belief should be there. Intensely you have to believe what guru says and what scripture says, you have to, like in Sri Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, when he says that idam itham, what guru says, yes, it is, that's all. So you have to develop that kind of faith. That is Shraddha. So that is what for both scriptures and guru it is applicable.
Okay, so Shraddha is intense belief. Is that?
No, intense faith, I say. So intensely believe, and there is no other this one. What do you call it? When you believe that, when you after verifying, like Guru says, Guru will say with the verification and with the scriptures help, and all Guru will say, yeah, it is like this, it is like this. So then you have to believe that. And if you simply go ask him, and if he says, and if you half believe, it is not faith. You don't believe, or oh, what is this? No, it is half correct, half not correct. No, then it is not a faith.
So is it like a little more verified belief, as in a belief that you are trying to verify. In the process, you have.
Yeah, the stage starts from that. Then that will lead to jnana. Okay, once when you are interested, and when you are having faith, and when you go to the guru, and when you take it to go through the scriptures, and then you will develop some kind of interest, and then you will continue to acquire the knowledge. So that is called, what Guruji says is, faith, belief is the information, or information. Faith is a knowledge. So you are getting a knowledge about a particular thing. Whatever you have just believed, now you have the knowledge. I'm sorry, I'm not able to recollect the correct particular example Guruji gave for this information and the knowledge. Okay, presently I'm not able to. So once it becomes a knowledge, then you will know. So then all this Shamadama, Titiksha, Uparati, this Shraddha, all will help us to go to, take jnana. Go to jnana, and then get jnana through the guru with whatever sadhana we have to do. We have to do the sadhana, and then once you get the jnana, that is, and ultimately it is only eternal peace, nothing else.
Okay, So faith is basically a belief in the scriptures. You believe after understanding from where the scriptures came and from where uh, I mean
No,
by
it's not
observing the
that.
Guru and understanding.
No, it is not that from where the scriptures came is not, we will not be there. You have to believe that. You should have a faith in scriptures, because the Guru says it is from here and it is how it has happened, and this is the reference. This is the
So it's
reference. Here it is. So this is why these things are there. That is how
so
it will be.
fundamentally faith is also a belief. Is that
Can you come
uh,
again?
so fundamentally faith is also a belief. Is that correct? Or
Faith is belief after understanding. After
belief after
understanding.
understanding? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Can I say something?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Actually, how Sriram was discussing, this came to my mind. Faith is born as a Hindu, we have faith in our Hinduism, our scriptures, right? First, we saw some videos or talks of Guruji. So, we started believing, yeah, he's talking about the truth. Yes, he's talking about the scripture. That is one, we develop one belief. Then the next step, when we listen to his talk, we may ask some question, and then and there he gives the clarity, he answers our question, and in due course we develop trust. And I think Shraddha is one step going ahead. After the trust, we completely surrender, right? That is
No, the
Shraddha.
trust is different. Trust is by birth you will get, yes, I'm going to, nothing is going to happen to me even if I'm like mother, a child with the mother, and then the road we travel, the flight we travel, completely we have the trust in them and then we travel. Here we have the trust that when it comes the question of Guru, it is belief, trust, faith, all in one. It is ultimately faith. You should have faith, and you should see that when Guruji says, Sadguru, okay, when Sadguru says something, so he will be telling with complete knowledge, and then that again Guruji has also explained about that Sadguru should be a Shrotriya and Brahmanishta, and then explained what is Shrotriya, what is Brahmanishta and all. So that kind of a Guru, when we go and we happen to go to them, and then we are supposed to have this. Krishna in that shloka that clearly says, whatever is said by Guru and Vedanta, the one who receives as it is, that is idam ittam, idhige, said to be having faith. That is called Shraddha. Okay. Although accepting facts, he should not be simply just accepting whatever Guru says, then only that will not lead to Jnana. He should be involved in Guru Seva and other routes to attain Jnana. So the next step will be to attain Jnana. So this, whatever Guru says and the scripture says, Guru says based on scriptures, that scriptures are from thousands and thousands of years from then, and everything clearly written, how, why, where. So that we should have faith. Whether religion based this one beliefs and they have the faith in Quran, they have the other community, and they will have in their own scriptures. So that is the faith they have. That is not a belief. Only the religion created by society, you can say, is a belief. And as we are having in Sanatana Dharma, we are having scriptures and we are having faith on
wind
that.
up question answer, if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure. That is how it is a faith.
Thank you. Thank you for the questions and the answers.
Manoj, you can continue with the feedback.
So you can finish the feedback. I just wanted the time, this thing element, to bring in the time element, because I don't know how many more speakers are there. How many
One more is there, Vaniji. One more speaker.
one more is there. So if it's already quite late, if we go on taking a lot of time, then the session will become delayed and go late into the night. So it's not to offend anybody because of that. Yeah, Kantiji, over to you.
Yeah, Sublakshmiji, I found that your flow was very continuous than the previous time, because as you said, you had practiced for 3 minutes. Maybe the practice is something that we saw today, because the flow and the continuity in your speech was very clear, and with
Thank
confidence you spoke. So, Vaniji, you can add something to that.
Yeah, it was the flow was good. Maybe the beginning of the talk would have been more effective if you had related trust, belief, and faith. In the beginning itself, if you had said, why are you talking about trust? Why are you talking about belief? Before coming to Shraddha or faith, in one sentence, if you can say that there are 3 steps or 3 stages, or the way we look at life can have 3 different things like trust, belief, and faith.
Okay.
I will take you through the 3 one by one to show the similarities and differences.
Yeah. We make
Then everything comes into the context of Shraddha. So
Correct.
the first 1 or 2 sentences, you are creating the framework so that the listener does not feel that you are going out of context anywhere. So defining the framework of that 5 minutes is important when you begin. And then to link it up so that you are still within the framework and it makes a lot of sense. Yeah. I think answers should be a little more focused.
Okay.
And short.
Sure. Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Vaniji. Now we'll have Deepaji on Samadhana, and Sublakshmi ji will be asking her the question.
Okay.
Kantiji, it is me, Rupa. I was given Samadhana.
Deepa finished speaking. This is now Rupa.
Yeah. I finished speaking, Kantiji. I spoke on Titiksha and Uparati.
Now Rupa, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Did I say Deepa?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, by mistake I have said Deepa, I think. It's Rupa on Samadhana, right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry for that.
That's okay. Shall I begin?
Yeah, you can start, and Kamalaji will have the time.
Yeah, okay. For self-realization, the 4 practices or sadhanas are needed. Those are Viveka, Vairagya, Shat Sampatti, and Momokshatva. So I'm going to talk on Samadhana, which is one of the 6 Shat Sampattis. The others being Shama, Dhamma, Titiksha, Uparati, Shraddha, and the last one is Samadhana. So the first 5, Shama, which is the control of the mind, and Dhamma, which is the control of the senses. When these are there won't be one's mind is controlled and senses are controlled. And when Shraddha is there, the person will have no doubts. And Titiksha is the ability to withstand pain and pleasure in all the unpleasant and pleasant situations in his life. And Uparati is the higher purpose of life. So when all these 5 are there, the Samadhana will be automatic. It will come to that person easily. One can develop the single pointed focus which is Samadhana. And the scriptures and the Guru, along with these five of the Shat Sampattis, make it possible for that person to head in this, go ahead in the spiritual path easily through the single-pointed focus called Samadhana. In Viveka Chudamani, Shankaracharya says, Buddhehe Brahmani Stapanam, which means that mind has to be focused on Brahman to realize Brahman. And this Brahman should be known through Shravana, Manana, and Nididhyasa. So, in our daily transactions, if our mind is focused on Brahman only, then one is focused to fulfill the desire to realize Brahman. And the example here I could give is the farmer who works, who starts working early in the day, and he goes on working all day with Narayana in his mind. This is the single-pointed focus he has, even though he is doing all his daily activities. Though he is in the in this world, he is into God all the time. And the story which Anupama ji gave also suits here. She told the story of Janaka, where during his discourse he's into that discourse only. He doesn't care about what is what else is happening in his kingdom. He has that focus, and that focus also should be there here to realize Brahman. And the Bhagavad Gita shloka that I would like to quote is from chapter 9, shloka 34, where Sri Krishna says, Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyajimam namaskuru mame veshyasi yuktve vamatmana matparayana, which means that engaging one's mind always in thinking of the God and worshipping the God, being completely absorbed in God, we surely take him to God only. I would like to conclude. Hari Om.
Thank you, Rupaji. Can you please make the self-evaluation?
Yeah, I was looking into my notes every now and then, and I had not prepared well. That's all.
So did you read from the book or just looking into the book?
Then I was referring to the book every now and then. I was not reading through it.
So the same thing as it was told by Vaniji, that if you have the pointers, it will be easy for you to, maybe you did not have to look into the book. That is something that it can be taken up. Sublakshmi ji, can you ask a question?
Yeah, sure. How do you explain about likes their awareness to, the one who has samadhana, this one towards likes and dislikes, like how they behave with reference to likes and dislikes once they are in samadhana.
Likes and dislikes are like pain and pleasures in life. So I think when one has the desire to realize the self, he would have developed titiksha, and only after that the samadhana will come into him. So a person who is undergoing pain and pleasure, it becomes easy for him to tackle likes and dislikes through his focus, single-pointed focus on realizing himself.
Okay. So I just wanted to ask about, once he is into samadhana, whether he will have likes and dislikes, and then stability, or whether he'll be stable in his stable by himself. So that I wanted to ask about it. It's fine. Thank you.
Vaniji?
Kantiji, are you done with the evaluation?
No, actually, I did not do.
The evaluation.
Okay. Basically, this time the flow was good, but only thing is maybe you were tensed or something. You were not smiling, and it was not maybe the eye-to-eye contact, or maybe the movement of the eyes was something that was lacking. But it was much better than the previous one. But still, you said you were looking at the book that we could not make out. Maybe only when you told we could come to know that you were looking at the book. Otherwise, the starting part, what you took from the other, like Viveka Vairagya, all those could have been skipped because it was already discussed. So, as said by the others, or as per the other Sadana Chatushtaya, something like that. In generic, you could have put and then continued. That is something that I felt, and you used the statement from Bhagavad Gita also. So that is something that you've included. Yes, it is progress from the previous one. Whatever mistakes we would have done the previous time, maybe we try to change that and improve upon that. And from this time to the next time, that is something that we'll have to learn from each session. Thank you, Rupaji. You did a good job.
Kantiji, I have a question for you.
To notes is not, I mean, it's not forbidden or something. It is fine to refer to notes, because you can't say that everything that I want to talk, I will remember 100% of the time. So it is fine to refer now and then to the notes as long as you don't read. If you want to make the reference easy, like Kantiji said, you can have just points in front of you. I felt you were very relaxed this time. Not so much tension compared to earlier. You are more relaxed. Whether you felt you were prepared or not prepared, that feeling I don't know. But you had come into alignment. Okay, now I have to talk now, and I will talk. And that relaxed approach was there. That you are not tensed and you are talking. Referring to the notes is fine. Yeah. So if you want,
Kantiji, Vani madam and Kantiji, I have a question for you. Can you please explain what exactly meant by adding authenticity? Because in that
adding what? Sorry?
Authenticity.
Authenticity. Yeah, because when you say something, there's no reason why the listener should believe you. As a speaker, I can make a statement. But if I don't have an example, a real life example, to show that this is possible, and how this is reflected in the lives of, like, who asked now? You asked now, if you have samadhana, what is your attitude? of a jnani who has samadhana towards like and dislike.
Yeah.
So I can say easily somebody who has samachitta or equipoise has transcended like and dislike. But for somebody who is still caught in like and dislike, it may seem impossible to do this.
Okay.
Is it really possible? How does this reflect in day-to-day life? So then if you give an example from a Jnani's life, from a Mahatma's life, or if you that is what will add authenticity.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you, Vaniji and Rupaji. So with this, we come to the end of this month's session of Sadana Chatushtaya. We are left with Mumukshutva because Padmaji is not there. So it is left to us to go into Mumukshutva always and continue with it. So without being discussed in this forum. And so to conclude this session, we will have the prayer and then we will end.
So we had good talks from everybody and a good set of questions also. Questioners asked very meaningful questions. So very good session overall and excellent feedback from Kantiji and initially from Purnimaji also. So wonderful JJ session.
Thank you, Vanidi. We'll end this session with the prayer. Asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityorma mritangamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om.
Hari Om, everyone.
Hari Om.
everybody.
Hari Om, everyone.
Hari Om.
Hari Om, everyone.
Hari Om all.
Good job, Kanti. Chanag madri. Very nice. Yeah. Thank you.
ಆಗಿರ್ಬೇಕು ಬಟ್ ಒಂದ್ಸಲ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು ಅನ್ಸತ್ತೆ, ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಒಂಥರ ಹೇಳ್ಬಾರ್ದು ಅಂತಂದು ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ. ಟೈಮ್ ಕನ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ತಲೆ ಒಳಗೆ ಬರ್ತಿರತ್ತಲ್ಲ.
ಹೌದಪ್ಪ, ಹೌದು, ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್. ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿತ್ತಪ್ಪ.
ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಆಗೋ ಹೇಳ್ದಿರನು ಇರ್ಬೇಕು, ಹೇಳಬೇಕು, ಆತರ ಅದು ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಇನ್ನೊಂಚೂರು ಕಲಿಬೇಕಂತೆ.
ಇಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಡನ್ ಇಟ್, ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಡನ್ ಇಟ್. ವೆರಿ ನೈಸ್.
ಸಡನ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಡು ಅಂತಂದಾಗ ಒಂಚೂರು ಹಿಂದೇಟ್ ಆಗತ್ತೆ.
ಹೌದು ಹೌದು. ವಾಣಿ ಅವರು ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ, ನಮ್ಗೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ಮಾಡಕ್ ಬರಲ್ಲ. ವೆರಿ ನೈಸ್.
ಅವ್ರು ಅದೇ ನನ್ ಟಿಪ್ಸ್ ಹೇಳಿದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವರು ಯು ಮೇಕ್ ಎ ನೋಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಎವ್ರಿ ಇದು ಅಂತ.
ರೆಕಾರ್ಡಿಂಗ್
ಅನ್ನೋದಿರತ್ತಲ್ವಾ ತಲೆ ಒಳಗೆ, ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೊಡೋದು ಬೇಡ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡಾಗ. ಸೊ
ರೆಕಾರ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಓಕೆ.